What's up, digital card fighters? This is Kyle D, better known as Ridemyavatar. How are you doing today? Today we have an exciting match. We have a mirror match of two ancient bonds of friendship to show you off how well this deck competes with each other. It is a very powerful deck of going who goes first, I think, in my opinion. But without further ado, let's dive right in and let's tackle the demon head on. Ancient bonds of friendship. Let's see how this goes. Start this game off right. Bonds of friendship versus bonds friendship. I flip up a Demi-Vmon and Digivolve into Ridemyavatar. I get the Goblimon into my hand that lets me draw a card. I'm debating on playing down Davis, but I figure at least going to give him 3 memory would be the better option to just search the top of my deck. A lot of searching in this deck is really good, and I really do enjoy it. So reveal the top 4 cards in my deck. I get Lobomon that can Digivolve on top of a Tamer. I don't see any benefit in grabbing it, so I go with the Goblimon that lets me pretty much gain power on both turns if I reach 8 cards. It's just so much better in a lot of situations because the ability to gain power is very important in this matchup, because if we don't hit over that lovely 14, we lose out. So he flips up an Upamon. He then Digivolves into the Goblimon that pretty much I just picked up from the trial deck from my search. So the one that gives plus 8,000 on both players' turn if you have 8 cards in hand. So then he plays the Goblimon that lets him draw a card. That is really nice for him, to be honest with you. Then he sets up his mat, which could be devastating if I don't stop this soon enough. So I'm debating. I promote that Ridemyavatar right up there, boys and girls. Best move you can do. So I'm debating. I go with the Hammer Spark play to at least make it so my Davis doesn't pass me my turn right away. So we're gonna go Davis. Davis is gonna reveal top decks. 1, 2, 3. We go for the Lobomon that warps because it's just such a better option in this situation, to be honest with you. So we're gonna just grab that, put to bottom of the deck, and then we got Lobomon, Gobus. We got 4 Goblimons and a Lobomon. Pretty solid hand going in. We have a way of going into bonds if we get the mat, which is very important. I'm debating on giving him 3. Like, it seems like would be the best option, but I want to swing in with the Ridemyavatar. So swing in, it is a Lobomon, so I lose out on that. Next, I'm like, what is the best opportunity here? I'm gonna pop the memory booster here just so I can memory choke him and then get a card out of this deal. So I play Goblimon down to draw me a card, and I get the Ancient Garurumon, which is perfect for me. I really needed that card in my hand. Now I have at least a way of taking out a couple security swings next turn. So what will he do in response? So he has not much options, to be honest with you. He's going to promote up that Goblimon just so he gains the draw and memory, which is very good for him. So this isn't the perfect one for bonds, sadly, because if he doesn't do it right, he could see a massive crackback against me. So it's not smart to go into it, even though it would pass his turn. Ancient Garurumon comes in, kills it off, which is fine by me. His hand is getting quite beefy, to be honest with you. I don't like it when they're that beefy. It's kind of struggling to keep up with. So I'm very nervous to see what I can do from here. The Goblimon is just a very nice icing on the cake. So he's going to go into Lobomon, the one that can warp. So it would be bad for him to warp Digievolution now, So he's probably going to just straight up pass the effect, just so that he just has the body on board, just because there's nothing else would be beneficial for him to be able to get there. So I got Gabumon. He then plays the memory booster, passing it to 3 for me, which if I can get the mat out, we're looking quite feisty here. So flip, 2 Gabumons, another Lobomon. He's gonna go for the Lobomon that Digivolves on top of a Tamer, which will help him win a game if that comes in handy. So I draw, I get Gabumon. I'm gonna hatch. So let's see what's going to happen. Demi-Vmon yet again. We only play 4 Digis in this deck, so it just makes sense. Whoopsies. We're going to go Digivolve into Gabumon. Draw. This one's for the bonds, buddy. So I'm really happy. We're going to go Ancient Garurumon into Ancient Garurumon. We're going to go Lobo and then right into Ancient. So that we kind of get a +2 free on this. So draw 2 for free. Let's go. And we get the mat. So we're going to swing in with Ancient Garurumon twice. Once. It's a Gabumon. Thank goodness. We didn't hit a bonds. Flip up. And it's a bonds. I do not have a replacement for the Ancient Garurumon, sadly. Which I really wish I did at the end of the day. But that's fine. We can give him 3 if I really wanted to. I'm debating on either slamming down the mat, which would be the best play since he's at 2. So he's now at 3, which is fine by me, boys and girls. What is he going to do to respond? He flips up Upa, which not a bad play. Digivolves into Gabumon, draws. He's got the Lobomon on board. If we can just get rid of it with our security, we'd be fine. Or even if we hit our security Digimon, would be amazing. Right now, get a few extra pluses out of this deal. Let's go. So he's debating. He has no way of interacting with my raising area, so he's kind of sealed off here. We can swing him with the Lobo, and then he would be kind of in a decent spot, but we'll see what happens here. If he hits something he doesn't want, he's going to be in trouble. We're going to flip up. It's a Gabumon, not Bonds of Friendship, sadly. It's the Gabumon from the starter deck. At least the starter deck one didn't kill it off, but hey, we have a Bonds of Friendship coming out. He then plays the Gabumon that lets him draw a card. Then he's debating on which Gabumon to actually play in his hand, or pretty much because that's the only rookie you really play in this deck. You don't play anything else. So gotta decide on what you're gonna do. Is he gonna Digivolve up? But he instantly passes turn if he does anything. So it's like you win it, you lose it. I'm going to be clearing out everything his next follow-up turn, which will make him really regret it. If I can get a Hammer Spark in hand, would be amazing. All I need to do is Digivolve, draw a Hammer Spark, and we're good. So he plays down the Gabumon, and his fate is sealed as long as we can get there. We get a mat. I'm going to promote the Gabumon. Now we're going to go to 4. We're going to draw. And we hit the Hammer Spark like I wanted. I'm going to use Hammer Spark so now that he can't really do much in this situation. So I'm going to Digivolve up into Bonds of Friendship. I lose 2 security for that. Bonds will die at the end of turn. So it's very important to just swing in once. Restand. Put the Lobo to the bottom of the deck. So security. So we now are at 15. So that means nothing will kill it in the security with power. So that's good. That's what we want. Man, Radal Star is whiffed. Now we're going to swing in yet again. Yes, I forgot to draw a card, but it's because win or lose in this situation, I have to win this turn. So then we get to on Ancient. Wait, actually no, I drew the Hammer Spark off Evolution. So yeah, fine. And GG, good game 1, boys and girls. I think that was pretty solid. What do you think? All important game 2. Let's see if we can 2-0 this mirror match, shall we? My hand is not looking good, boys and girls. He flips up an Upamon. He's going first. So this is going to be very important. He digivolves into the Gobblemon from the trial deck. That lets, if you have a least 8 cards in your hand, you gain extra power, which is very important. The extra power any day of the week. Then he plays down his mat. He's setting up for that Bonds play real early. I flip. I digivolve into the Gobblemon, which really makes a solid turn. I get a Lobomon. So if I can just get the Ancient Garurumon in my hand, will be pretty good. I play down the Davis. I'm gonna reveal the top 3 cards of my deck, and then I'm gonna go grab the Lobomon that can digivolve on top of a Tamer. It'll set up my endgame. Nah, I went actually with the Gobblemon. Just kidding. Just Gobblemon with the draw is really nice, I think. Just because at least we can hard play it and we'll gain some needed benefits. So he promotes up. He's gonna go up to 2 because of the Gobblemon draw with the Matt Ishida. So let's see what he can do, because I know what I can do, but does he know what he can do? That is the question here. So what are you doing? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? He then plays his Davis down, so he's gonna bring me to 3. So now he's got his win con very easily. I just grabbed my win con, so he's gonna grab, I think, either one of the 2 Gobblemons. I don't think grabbing the Strabimon is very useful at this point. So I think he's gonna go for the Gobblemon that is for Bonds. That would be the better play. So he's gonna put those 3 there. I'm gonna add that. Put those to the bottom. I'm gonna promote up my Gobblemon. And I'm debating on what to do here. I think the best play is to play my memory booster. Reveal 1, 2, 3, 4. And I get a couple mats to the bottom, which doesn't matter in the slightest here, which I don't mind. I'm gonna bring the Strabimon to hand. The other one wasn't Medora Batamon is not the greatest in my opinion, so it's fine by me. I'm gonna put these to the bottom of the deck. I'm like debating. I'm just trying to see, like, the memory booster would be the only problem, but or the Hammer Spark, but I'm debating on what to do here. I think playing down another Gobblemon will help out. So I play down Gobblemon to hopefully see the Ancient Garurumon to my hand. It would just help out at the end, just to speed up everything. So he digivolves into Bonds in the back, draw. So the question is, what can he do to my board here? I need to take out a decent amount of chunk of memory, his security, or else I'm going to fall behind pretty quickly. Which I don't like falling behind at all. That's 5 memory that I got to deal with. Well, security. But he's trying to debate on what's the best course to play. I mean, if he goes wide enough, I'm kind of done for anyway. Security check. It is a Lobo. Lobomon takes out the Garurumon. The Gobblemon, I mean. So, I mean, looking good. I just need the proper turn now. He plays down the Gobblemon that lets him draw a card. So he's keeping up his hand advantage really well right now. Doesn't matter. He'll go to 4 the next turn, and then Bonds of Friendship will just kill me. So I have to see what I can do here. It's really nerve-wracking when you can't know what your next card is going to be. I want a deck that I can just see the future with. Now he plays the Gobblemon, so if I just get rid of anything, it's just how it is. I flip up Dt-6. I digivolve into the Gobblemon. That lets me draw a card. So we got the memory booster. I'm debating on popping the memory booster here and then warping, but I'm just close to death then. But I could also go the Ancient Garurumon route. I swing in with the Garurumon. It is a Lobomon. So I'm debating on digivolving into Lobomon here, which would be the smart play, to be honest with you, and bank on top decking. But I'm like, I'm like in the rock and a hard place here. I know I'm dead any way, shape, or form if I don't just out this. So, like, do I give him his 3 very easily? I draw extra cards with Cordramon and hope? Or do I try to get to that card? I'm like, I need to get to Ancient Garurumon to at least clear out a few of his security stacks. Just so I can at least attempt to survive this. But I'm like in a tough bind because I can't figure out how to get out of this. So I'm like, do I draw? I decide to pop the memory booster, which is my bad play. I shouldn't have went for the Cordramon, realizing it's a 6 cost, not a 5. So I'm like, okay, let's go Davis. Let's dig a little deeper, I think would be the best play. So I play down Davis, reveal the top. Top 3, 1, 2, 3. Whoops, I hit 1 too many times. Yeah, Ancient Garurumon. I lose anyway. That's just factual here. I should have just went for the Lobomon Digivolve. I would have been so much better. But I'm already in a bad spot here, and I just don't have an out. I could easily just set up for the crackback and hope I have a hammer, like dual Hammer Spark in there. But I already have a feeling I will not. So he's got the board state. He's going to go to 4. And if he has a Hammer Spark, it's over with. I can't get out of that. Yeah. What I should have done was the Lobomon Digivolve into Ancient Garurumon that takes out a couple security and puts pressure on him. Doesn't. And then I could have gotten the Strabimon out and then just had a decent solid crackback turn. But he's going to go to 3. He's going to go to 1. He loses the top 2 of his security, which is fine by me. Please do. 1, 2, bye-bye. Which is not bad in the slightest. I like that. Lose out on all your key pieces, please. So Bond swings in, security check. That Gabumon goes to the bottom of my deck. Ancient Garurumon shows up, and it's just 1000 DP lighter. So next, he's gonna swing in yet again. Gabumon. I just wish I had a Hammer Spark. That's all I need. 1 Hammer Spark. Let's go. And then he's gonna swing in yet again. I get the Lobos. Just need 1 Hammer Spark. Come on, Hammer Spark. 1 in security. Let's go. Then he Hammer Sparks to get out of it. I wish any of the other checks were Hammer Spark. I would have punished him on the crackback. So Gabumon is Gonzo and Gabumon is for game. So that was the exciting game 2. My hand wasn't the best, but I was able to play out as best as I could. Exciting game 3, boys and girls. Let's go. So he's going to go second. I'm going to go first. And that's going to be all she's going to rote, though. We need to see if we can win this. We're going to recover our security 1, 2, 3, 4, which is pretty decent in my opinion. So I'm going to draw. I got a Hammer Spark, which is pretty good in my opinion. I think my hand's pretty decent. I'm going to be struggling a little bit, but I'm going to use the Hammer Spark to go to 2. Then I'm going to play the Davis down, go to 3. I'm going to reveal the top 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. So we get the Gabumon I really need. I need 1 Gabumon in this situation. I'm like debating on the on-play draw, but we're going to bottom deck that. Now we're pretty set up here, actually. 1 Davis, we're going to guarantee turns. He flips up his Upa. His Upamon has been his staple, his choice starter. Mine's been Demi-Vmon. I think power over a draw advantage sometimes is just better. He goes to 4 so that he can probably play his own Davis, I'm going to guess. Plays down that beautiful Davis. Reveals the top 3 cards of his deck. 1, 2, 3. He goes for the Gabumon. Sadly, because he's going second, he has the memory to play with that I didn't. So we both had a bad start. Let's see whose bad start becomes better. He Digivolves into the Gabumon, and then he's got to give me 3. So he can either play a Gabumon that lets him draw a card or another Gabumon of some sort. He plays the memory booster instead, which is a good call. So he gets a top 4 check, Ancient Garurumon, Lobo. And then I'm going to Digimon my Vmon into Garurumon. So I'm debating on getting some pluses here because it's early enough in the game where he can't do everything he wants with everything he has. So I'm going to draw 2. We get the Lobomon for the Ancient Garurumon play, which I think is really solid for me. I think that follow turn will be really nice. So we get an Ancient Garurumon to blow up the daylights out of his Gabumon. So now we have a couple attacks on board. We're pretty solid. He plays down the Gabumon that lets him draw a card. I'm like, I can do a lot of things with this hand. So let's see what he can do. I'm really hopeful in this situation just because there's a lot of chances I have for a comeback win. So let's see what he's going to do. He's going to play another Gabumon that lets him draw a card. So he's just +2 in this one turn, which is not bad. So I'm going to decide on if I'm going to promote this Gabumon up or do I go for Diggins. I have a way into Lobomons ridiculously. I know I need to start applying pressure. I'm going to win this because he's going to go to 3 anyway and possibly 5 or 6. And that's going to be scary if he can get the mat out and then Digivolve on top. 2 attacks is enough to just put a game finisher status on me. So we got Ridemyavatar out, which is a good beef stick, and because he is playing a very high rookie count, so it's really good chance I'm not going to hit it. So I do hit a Gabumon, which is really nice. It's not the big guy. So we're going to reveal the top 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go with the Gabumon here. I think that's the best play. Bonds I already have. I think the on play draw a card is just better. And I'm going to just hard play that afterwards. I could have played the preventative status, which probably would have been better at the end of the day if I went the beta. But I needed to get to mat myself. If I don't get to mat, I'm going to have an issue. So I'm debating on just slamming down to draw a card. I think that's the best play. I'm going to just draw a card. Draw me a card. We get the Lobos. So we got Dt-6 himself in his security. So this is the first time I think I saw it all game. So here comes a Gabumon from the starter deck as well. This one's just a generic beat stick. It's not really overly good, nor is it bad, to be honest with you. So let's see what he's going to do and what I'm going to do in response. He's got 3 memory to play with, which he can go up to 5 very easily to 6, and then just have his mat ready. So what I'm hoping for is that we get a Davis out of the security. Let's go. First security check reveals. The only card I can grab. Bonds. So I get a memory booster and a mat to the bottom of the deck, which is fine by me. So let's see what he can do. Is he going to swing in yet again, which is fine by me. Swing in and swing right away. I can do a lot of damage in the next couple swings, and that's going to bring us really close to winning. 4 attacks. I mean, if I get a mat. Oh boy, we got the mat. We got a Davis and a mat in security. Let's go, boys. That is just gonna put the nail in the coffin for him because I get an Ancient Garurumon restanding and I get a Bonds of Friendship restand turn. That is way too much damage way too quickly. If he sees a Hammer Spark, if I don't be greedy, to be honest with you, I will tell you this right now. If you be greedy, sometimes you get punished by that Hammer Spark. So I gotta play smart, or do I want to be like anime protagonist finish? Let's go. And you all know me, right? Ain't betting on my luck. It ain't worth my time. So he ends up playing his mat down, which good for him. It doesn't matter in this spot because I got a way of going into almost everything and just winning that way. So let's see what he can do and what I can do. I'm going to go to 4 memory anyway, which is beautiful, but I can also go up even further. So he's going to Hammer Spark, go to 1. I don't understand why he's doing that, but hey, he plays down his Davis. It's going to pass turn to me. He's going to dig deep. He's hoping that I just don't have answers or he has an answer out. So he gets a bunch of Gobblemons. So bottom deck all those Gobus. I'm okay with that. So I go 3. I'm going to restand. My mat got tethered there for some reason. I don't know. And then I'm going to draw. I get another Matt Ishida. I got Davis. Let's go. I'm going to promote up. Let's go. I'm going to go to 4. I'm going to draw a card. Can we get a Hammer Spark again? No Hammer Spark. That's okay. Like, let's Digivolve this bad boy up. I'm going to start removing some of those threats. Digivolve up. We're going to go to 1. I know he has Riddle Star, and that's like the big thing I'm worried about. I'm going to pop the memory booster. I'm going to go to 0. Oof. No Hammer Spark in my security. Hopefully his doesn't have it out as well. So I'm at 3. I'm going to swing Bonds. Bottom deck, the Gabu. First security check. Since I restood, I'm at 15. Which means any bonds in his security isn't going to kill me. So I'm like debating on what to do here. I have lethal on board, but I figured go anime protagonists and you're like, you know what? We need a show, boys and girls. And then I'm going to warp right into Ancient Garurumon. We're going to go to 0. I know I just played into Riddle Star and I just played into everything else. I'm going to bottom deck the daylights out of that Gabu. My Bonds of Friendship is a little bit bigger. And my hand is bigger, so he's at a whopping 16k. So swing in, restand, let's go. And then swing in yet again, boys and girls. That's how it's done. We lost that, but we get a free Lobomon out of this deal because my hand is loaded with them apparently. And then Cordramon 4 game, GG. So what did you guys think of this matchup? Did you like it? Let me know down in the comments how I played. Did I play poorly or did I just do too much anime protagonist status? Guys, I really do like your feedback. Leave it on the videos. Talk to me. Let me hear it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.